house. That's another form of domination and control. When programs and policies are put in place so that you can develop economically, so that you can become business people, then and only then we can begin to talk about economic development.
Conscious talk. Conscious talk. Where we are at and where we are going. After a storm, there is a calm. Where there is darkness, light follows. Where there is evil, good overcometh. It's Conscious Talk with Steve Antoine. Every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. It's Conscious Talk.
A pleasant morning, Trinidad and Tobago. A pleasant morning. Thank and praise the Almighty God that I'm here again. Thank and praise God that we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, are trying our best to at least live within the remits of the law of the land. And although there are those who are bent on creating situations which doesn't necessarily have to be, I wish to say, thank God that I'm here this morning. First, I wish to express my deepest sympathy and condolences to the member of the People's National Movement who have died along with her children. And I think that is the most, or one of the most tragic incidents we have had in this country. And I'll spend a little minute just to voice my opinion respectfully. Someone have died along with her children, and at that portfolio, ministerial portfolio, I can't see for the life of me that some people have taken this to the level that is below the white line in the road. Total disrespect, and more so because of politics, politicians, party, and race, as I always say, without fear or favor. I wish to also extend my condolences to one Mrs. Dana Sital who have died in this country. The 3 men or 4 men who have died in the pipeline, I also extend condolences. But when people tend to politicize situations to score political points, and more so the disrespect for men, yes, hear my words, the disrespect for men, not men. Because if men are men, they wouldn't degrade themselves to that level to disrespect women. You might ask yourself, why am I wearing these glasses this morning or this shades? I didn't sleep last night. Again, I didn't sleep last night. Because when I cannot sleep in the night, when I'm dreaming and dead men have to come in my dream and then I have to come and say what I dream, it hurts me. But Mr. Abu Bakr visited me in my dream last night in my sleep and I was tossing and turning. And he said to me, 3 young men in this country are totally disrespectful to women. I wish for you to speak on it. I said, no, sir, I am not speaking about anything and anyone. He said, you have to. The 3 men, one of them had called a president in this country an implicit J.A. One. Another one is very disrespectful. Disrespectful to the point that he has desecrated the prime minister's wife to the hilt. And a third one, another gentleman who is now coming on the scene and disrespecting a parliamentarian by saying all sorts of things. And Mr. Abu Bakr said to me, the reason why they are using their mouths like that is because they are sent us off. I said, so what you mean by that? He said, just say it. Mr. Abu Bakr came in my dream and indicated to me that these 3 gentlemen, who he described, he said you could also mention one of them in a room smoking something, and he said, wasn't he? Mr. Abu Bakr told me to tell the people that they are sent us off. What do you mean, sir? A certain part of their anatomy, he told me. That is why they are using their mouth against women so freely and so disrespectful. I say, sir, I am not of that. I'm not saying anything with that of concern. And I jump off my sleep. And I couldn't have sleep ever. I didn't sleep from then till now. Hence the reason I'm wearing my dark shades this morning. Because Mr. Abu Bakr was in my dream. So I'm now coming to speak about what I have to speak of because I cannot say anything what I dreamt last night. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, as you all would know, I came on this scene where in the early times, some years ago, I moved around this country and realized there were situations which just came up in my mental consciously, and I decided to speak on them. And this is one, ladies and gentlemen, as the director will put on the screen. So I ask for you to share the consciousness. Share the consciousness as I speak, and I ask you to listen, because there is a difference between listening and hearing. This, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see. Please, ladies and gentlemen, share the consciousness. Share what I speak of this one. This Mandela Park sign. This was taken out 3 days ago. The deplorable condition of this Mandela Park sign, it bothers me. This is in the public space, and it bothers me. From when I start speaking about it to now, this is where it have reached, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see. This is disrespect. The Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, in his speeches would indicate the love he has for this gentleman, Mr. Mandela, and I think we should pay a little respect where this sign is concerned. Is either remove it, or refurbish it. Go ahead, director, next slide. So as the director put up slides this morning, as I always say, I know I'm a handsome young man, so I don't necessarily need for my face to be on screen. The photos which I am showing this morning is which I would like to speak on. So I ask for you all to share the consciousness as I bring these photos. What you are seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pancho and Bago headquarters and the property in Trin City. This property was given some years ago, many years ago, and millions were spent on this property. Millions. Structure, 11 point something acres, and to date, go ahead, director, run the next slide with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask for you to share the consciousness. So if you go on your YouTube channel, wherever you are viewing from, because you will see the photos, as I said, I want the public to see what I speak of. This is a replica of Trinidad and Tobago. This proposed site here, the original proposed site, Pancho and Bago site, is what we have on screen. Millions were spent here, millions. We could see this is pan in its entirety. I'm saying all that to say, if Pancho and Bago could get their own space, they do not have to depend on subvention and government, where people would only come and talk bacchanal talk to say they're only depending on government. Because on this space could also hold the NCC platform. Yes, the National Carnival Commission platform. You could go ahead with the next slide. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the proposed space. The proposed space which is promised to now build the new Pancho and Bago headquarters, where they would be only occupying 1 floor or a certain square footage of space on the total square footage of space, which is less than 3 acres. Director, go back to the original clip for me, please. With you. Yes, this space is 11 point something acres. Tourism is a big thing in this country, and I'm saying all this respectfully. I started speaking on this some years ago, and if it reached where it have reached now, I can't see why I cannot speak on it with respect. This space could allow the Pancho and Bago headquarters, the NCC National Commission Carnival, all these people could be placed on this space, because I heard this space, which is now, is in business with an entity to make it a cricket academy. How much acres again is within this space? So I'm saying for culture, if that doesn't work out, this space is a cultural space for carnival in its entirety. I'm speaking about NCC, I'm speaking about the Carnival Pancho and Bago headquarters, and it could even add, for all you know, the Emancipation Park or Emancipation Space. Go ahead, director. This, ladies and gentlemen, director, skip this one. Go on the next one for me. I think I want to show this. Not that, director. Go ahead. You'll come back to this. No, director. All right, go back. Ladies and gentlemen, no, back to the other way, how you start. Ladies and gentlemen, I just sent these videos, so I want you to bear with me this morning. I took time, and I went quite recently to show these slides. I leave it here, director. This, ladies and gentlemen, the director's supposed to have a video where I took a video with this space, and behind the gate I saw vehicles. Yes, I saw vehicles behind this gate. I have videos to show how much vehicles. I'm not about that. I'm just saying the vehicles were removed so we could see the space, and this was Saturday gone. So this is an indication that something is going to happen here, because this building is not fit to be refurbished. I'm saying I believe this building have to be demolished and then the proposed headquarters be built. Because of the fact of what I am seeing and the condition of this building, so I'm asking myself, would Panchenbago headquarters be built before 2025, where we have an election looming? And I'm saying all this respectfully. Saturday I was there, and the amount of vehicles came out from behind this gate. This gate, this place what was locked down for so long. All the vehicles, go ahead, director. Next slide. You can see some of the vehicles which was coming out. Take a look, ladies and gentlemen. This is a tip of the iceberg as to what was transpiring last week, Saturday. Go ahead, director. I want to run too fast. You know my time is short. Well, I don't know how we reached to this, but let me speak on this. This is the breakfast shed. This is the breakfast shed, ladies and gentlemen. With this tarpaulin I keep speaking out for years. Go ahead, director. The tarpaulin, this, again, I want to say, excuse the, this video is the same Saturday. This ship came in, this is one of many. And the tarpaulin remains the same over the years, and we see tourists again, Mr. Mayor, sir, Mr. Mayor Chinua Allen, sir, and the Deputy Mayor, Mrs. Abina Hartley. This situation, and I can always say the Minister of Culture and the Arts, why is it, does the breakfast shed still is in its condition, and we see the next tourism season is on us? Look at this. And while this is happening, the very sad day, vehicles was being towed out from the proposed Panchenbago headquarters. Rice Road I speak of. I was there, but I wouldn't bring out everything. I just show what you all are seeing, share the consciousness, is what I am showing this morning. Go ahead, director. This is the new Panchenbago headquarters, the proposed Panchenbago headquarters as I speak. I'm asking, would the all proposed building be demolished in time, and this be built in time for 2025? Because allegedly, that is the timeline which was given. And as I say all this respectfully, because for the last 4 to 5 years, this was what I was speaking of. Because not where it reached to now, I cannot speak on it because of where it has reached. And I'm speaking with respect. Go ahead, director. Let's see what we have again. This is in the Queen's Park, Savannah. I passed this morning, I see they are starting to build up again. So this another year, we go in and build up and break down again in the how much? In the how much? Build up and break down. Go ahead, director, run through. Yes. This is an old photo. But this morning, they are starting to put up, or prepare, I would say, for Carnival 2025. And as I said, 2025 Carnival, let me stick this in the mix again. To the promoters who is promoting that show on Fantastic Friday with the gentleman from Jamaica, I see that at a gross disrespect to our culture. And let me repeat myself in case all you was closing all your fridge. I see a level of gross disrespect to our Trinidad culture to be promoting a show with this gentleman on Fantastic Friday, when you could call that show in the morning and just sell out based on his trending right now. But some people more interested in dollars than culture. So I speak about this again. This Queen's Park Savannah situation, the Queen's Park Savannah. The Queen's Park Savannah, for some reason, is where everything has to pass through. And nothing prominent would happen so that people would be independent. So people wouldn't say, you're only depending on the government. The Emancipation Support Committee only depending on the government. Pension Bureau only depending on the government. Let us see what we have again, Director. What slide we have here? This Emancipation House, this house, we can hold a proper family. This house, this old house, which was there for so much years, which represents or supposed to represent Africans in this country, is a gross disrespect to the highest order. And I say this without fear or favor, malice or ill will. And I can steal another line from the Prime Minister by saying, without fear of retribution. Yes, this is how I am. I can't pretend. I cannot come here and smile and talk nice and who listening. And that is Mr. It hurts me to the core, so I'll say it as I see it. This house, which represents thousands of us who only want to go and buy nice clothes, August 1st and leading up to election, and not to squat in the Queen's Park Savannah, and when all they sell for 3 weeks, or they go in Queen's Hall to squat for the next 3 weeks. This is what all they want to accept, and only talking bacchanal, lacquery and kankatang. Yes, to support politicians, party, race, and all them things. Only in studying culture and the truth and the truth and the truth and the thousands and millions which is being perpetrated and on all sides. All sides, politicians allegedly in this country want to get into politics because the dollars, nobody's being held accountable for the dollars, so I want to be in politics, allegedly so. Anything else, Director? I'm talking from my heart. I don't pretend. Steve Antoine don't pretend. I speak from my heart. Yes, that is the Director with slides. So if anyone chooses to call, I am not selfish. Anyone could call and rebut or voice their opinion. Anyone could speak up and speak out if they so choose, agree or disagree while I speak. This country, from independence 62 to date, if there wasn't so much mismanagement and thievery and corruption, we'd have been a better place. We would have been in a better place. I wouldn't have to be here to speak my truth. Because over the years, I lived long enough. I see oil boom. I used to buy sweetie, had a sweetie called Paradise Plum. Cent for 5. I come from the era when you used to pay cent for 4 dinament. Now, what's the price of dinament? Now, tell me something. I used to pay 10 cents to ride a bus. 10 cents! I used to go down Shagaramas and bathe on a beach with the whole beachfront was given. Yes, given. Nobody ain't seen them thing. But everybody want to talk about politics, because they belong to party, but I don't want to hold the politicians responsible. Not because I am a political party or I voting for a political party. I can't speak up on what I am seeing going wrong. Because if I have a home, which I have a home and I have my children, and when they come to visit, none of them can come by me with no foolishness. If they smoke, I don't know, because they can't smoke in front of me and also in my house. But it have people in this country allowing politicians to do what they want, and they want to come like the political acolytes as I describe them, who want to just listen to them, and the Apollo is worse than the thief. The Apollo is worse than the thief. This country in disarray. Disarray. Men could disrespect women to as how you want, and the bottom line is, the bottom line is to kick the PNM out. Kick them out, by any means necessary, kick the PNM out. Kick them out, and when we don't kick them out, it's bacchanal, lacquery, and canker time to see who's the house N in charge. Yes, hear my words. It's to see who's the house N in charge. Yes, because they're going to be fighting who's supposed to be here, who's supposed to be there, and the country again in a mess. Something not right in this country. Anyone could call in 3420081. 4665391 3420081. Anyone could call and rebut. This is a conscious program. This is real. This is true. I can't come here and pretend. Every single program I do, my emotions is overflowing. And some people will deduce that to bullying. Do you know what on the block? Bullying. You can't talk nothing. You have to be on one side. If you want to be popular, choose a side. Choose a side who say they're against, and choose a side who for. So people go back on either. No, I in the middle. I talk in my mind because I hear long enough to see all the foolishness that has been perpetrated over the years. So as I say, I prefer to be in the valley by myself than to be on top of the mountain with others. Good morning, caller.
Good day, sir.
Caller, good morning.
Yes, sir. I just want to add this. I think Calypso should be part of that building.
Sorry, I didn't get you clearly, sir.
I think Calypsonian Association should be part, giving a space in that building.
Okay, Calypsonian. Okay, sir, but at least if for some reason Pancho and Bego gets his own space, Calypso and Calypsonians could be incorporated because NCC, the National Carnival Commission, Pancho and Bego, all of those places should be under one umbrella. The 11 point something acres and how much more acres is there?
Yes,
that
sir.
could be given to culture.
Yes, sir. I didn't hear you mention Calypso. That's why I called.
Yes, sir. I didn't specifically say Calypso, but in fairness, Pancho and Bego, Pan, Calypso, you know what I'm saying? So that whole place should be a cultural center.
Yes, I agree.
I thank you, sir. I thank you for your call. At least one person is listening. You see, you can't talk this talk and more so in a political timing. Morning, caller. We have a next call.
Hello?
Morning.
Yes. You have to blame Cambon for the little house you're talking about. Blame Cambon for that.
That's it, sir?
That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I keep saying. Morning, caller. Hello?
Morning, Antoine.
Pleasant morning to you, Miss Jem. How are you?
Ade.
Nice hearing your voice, man. Nice hearing your voice. It's a pleasure. Make your contribution.
Compliment on the season.
Thank you, and same to you and your family, ma'am.
Yes, same to you and the family also.
Yeah.
What happened to our girl in W here?
Yes. Some people have no kind of empathy in themselves.
Exactly. That Alexander man.
Yes. Disrespecting the highest order. I don't know the person, you know, but Mr. Abubakar came in a dream and described some man who sent us off and only know how to use the mouth. But I don't know what he's talking about. So you could go ahead. And he said something about the anatomy. I tell him I want to have nothing to do with that. I just dream and you see I realize that my eyes in a mess. Go ahead, Miss Gemma.
Yes. That man have no heart at all.
All in the name of politics.
Yeah.
And you know something, Miss Gemma? You know what is heart rendering?
Yes.
The person, the opposition leader says he want to have nothing to do with that. Whoever come, only come, let me kick out the PNM. My God.
She shake his hand. You understand? I can't say sickness and death is two things you do.
You're sure right. Yes.
Because you look how they go, you know, when your time comes.
No one knows what tomorrow will bring. Yes.
She and Camille was in a children's party just a few hours before.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Yes. And there was in the parents.
Just a couple hours before, yes.
Yes. They were together 2 days straight.
So you know that lady feeling, but people don't care.
Exactly.
Yes.
So true. Sandrine, God bless her.
Yes, ma'am. All the best to you. I just want to make a rebuttal to the gentleman who called to blame Mr. Kafra Cambon. Sir, as I said to a caller in the past, you're playing smart with foolishness. You along whoever thinking that way, or you're playing smart with foolishness. Because I am saying today, after billions is spent in this country, why is it the people cannot get a space? The emancipation, our people. Go ahead, caller, morning. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, we tell so African people, they're like in this country, and African people wake up and see what's going on. And they go ahead. Because the same Africans will go and vote for them. The Bible tells you to love a man when they hate you. So the African people go ahead and wake up.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. For the gentleman to call, it's not that gentleman alone speaks that kind of language, you know. It's many of you all try to blame Mr. Kafra Kambon for the situation or for the where we are today in terms of the Emancipation Support Committee space. How disingenuous. Good morning, caller. Caller, morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
A pleasant morning to you, sir.
And good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Morning, sir.
First, I want to ask you, if you were to rate the People's National Movement from 1956 to now, from 1 to 10, how much would you give them before I make my contribution?
All right. Caller, let me say this to you. For me, there is no rating. There has been ups and downs. There has been incompetencies. There has been all kinds. There is good, there is bad. Let me say this to you, sir. I don't speak politics to try to cut a track for no goody to run, sir. Respectfully, I'm saying this to you. I am not here.
I agree with that.
Sorry, caller?
I say I agree with that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, sir, when I get up, you see how I present myself respectfully because I'm in the public space? When I leave here, I have to put on my old clothes because it's scrap iron and bottles I did sell. Scrap iron and bottles to make $1 to come here for who don't know. And the scrap iron industry in a mess for the last 5 years, sir, respectfully. To death. The scrap iron industry ain't how it's supposed to be yet. Why? Tell me why somebody in the court. You still online, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. So right now you put on your Sunday best and everyday special.
Yes, because I have to present myself here, sir. And that's not the issue right now. I'm just saying that to say I cannot speak on behalf of no politics, politician, party, and race. I live realistically, consciously, so I could speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because there are times when situations present themselves, the political acolytes, yes, those who are walking in the dark, with unlighted candles in their hands, with bridles on their faces, with no form of direction or destination, who only yap, yap, yap. When situations present themselves, they absent themselves because they don't want to speak on it. But I will speak freely with respect. The minimum wage.
I agree, and
caller, if you say caller, caller, I want to respectfully, I want to respectfully say that my time is so short, and I wish I could get some more time so we could, dialogue a bit. But I like to.
I make my contribution. I even.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. I thought you were. I not even.
I will go that line with you, because I've been listening to you a while.
Okay.
And you speak out on the things that matters in life, and I give you 10 out of 10 for that. But as a citizen of this country, what I recognize from 1956 to now, the People's National Movement have been representing the people, them so-called representing the people and them for a number of years. The United National Congress run this country once from 1956 to now.
And sir, respectfully, stick up. Caller, let me say this respectfully. Yeah. And as I say, I don't talk about race, but I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The political party which you refer to who run this country for the longest did so much. And a political party who came in here for 5 years, my God, sir, they make that political party like if it was a tea party they held, based on all the mismanagement and thievery and corruption and all different things. And I'm not saying that to castigate or vilify. I'm speaking the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And now we are saying kick out whoever to bring back that same political party. Go ahead, caller. Good morning.
Mr. Antoine.
Good morning.
Mr. Antoine, you see that man who now called it there?
Yes, ma'am.
He hate PLM as poison. That man is now to call it there. He hate PLM as poison. You understand? His name Kunji. That man hate PNM as poison. He hate Dr. Rowley to the fullest. That man who called it just now.
Okay, I thank you, Miss Gemma, but allow me just to say that I believe. Yes.
He's a racist. I know the man.
Okay.
He's a racist.
All right, Miss Gemma. Don't raise your pressure. Don't let nobody raise your pressure. But I want to say everybody has the view, the respectful view. And I say not what you do is how you do it. And if the gentleman is aggrieved based on situation, he has the right to speak up and speak out. And I'm saying once he does that with respect, and more so on this program, Conscious Talk. You see, not when somebody speak out, they are against, and this is a problem. Respectfully, I'm saying this. When somebody is not in alignment with situation, it doesn't mean that you are against. You are speaking out because you are speaking out. The call, I realize you are trying to call back, but I don't think I want to take the call because, as I say, I don't believe in tit for tat, bacchanal, lacquery, and kankatang, Trinidad style. I come from way back. I know people, you know. I know my people, more so my people. I'm talking African, I'm talking about the black people, you know, those with woolly hair. The Indo-Trinidadians are leaps and bounds ahead of us in this country. Name it. The children, the Indo-Trinidadian children in this country are leaps ahead above us in this country. And I'm saying that respectfully. This country needs some kind of revamping totally. Because I can understand for the life of me, the Emancipation Committee squatting in a house and somebody could call in to blame Mr. Camphor Cambon. One man you want to blame. How disingenuous, sir, you and whoever have that mentality. Yes? The food court in the market. The food court in the market, they pay all kind of money. Wrong application with the air condition system. How much you spend? Millions or hundreds? I don't know. Wrong application. The exhaust never worked, allegedly so. Nobody is paying attention to these things, but the political acolytes on the different soap operas on this radio station want to come in at certain hours and only defend politics, politician, party and race, while those people in the breakfast shed, while the Emancipation Support Committee, while Panchen Bego, while every one of them at a suck salt, yes? Steve Antoine speaking, conscious talk. Conscious talk. I'm not being libelous. I'm not being egotistical. Most people could say a bullying. That is the new word on the block. Because people use words. They use words when they know they fail in certain areas, they blame COVID. They blame in certain areas. You say bullying. So much they're using words that you know to cover your tracks, in other words. Anyone could call in, a new caller that is. I don't want to be too in and for anyone could call in 3420081 4665391. Because Conscious Talk is not a program for people to be calling in and be bunking and all. State your views, your respectful view. If anybody bunking, let Steve Antoine do the bunking, yes? Too much in this country, too much. And more so in the political realm. Disrespect to the highest order. People could do what they want, eat what they want, drink what they want, gallivant the AS squared all over the place, and then come squeaky clean to present themselves. Is it fair? Is it fair? Why must I, after coming from the bottom, still halfway there? Eh? I was fortunate to ride the train, for who do not know, yes. I rode the train. I used to get a penny to go to school, a penny. No, nowadays you don't even want to see it. You know how much 25 cents pieces I see on the ground? Nobody don't want that. Everybody want dollars, dollars, dollars. And pretty soon our election will be on us. And I want, and leaving, I want to say, conscious talk.
Tune into The Street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. for the program Conscious Talk.
Emancipation cannot be a one-day dress-up in African card event. It has to be a serious process in which resources are provided to our people to ensure they are emancipated. You cannot develop on handouts. That's another form of domination and control. When programs and policies are put in place so that you can develop economically, so that you can become business people, then and only then we can begin to talk about economic development.
Conscious talk. Conscious talk.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919.